Back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast, and today we're going to talk about something that I do not know yet, something that is still not in my mind yet quite, but it is going to be something. It's going to be something good, since I did not upload nor record anything yesterday, which is quite the unusual thing, but it was fine. It was good. It was for good sake. And today we're gonna do something rather simplistic. Something that I can just upload it and whatnot. So it's not gonna be about a book summary. It's probably gonna be about some article that I might find in the web now. So let's see what the Psychology Today site is talking about nowadays, what they're all about these days, and let's see whether we can find something amazing. But this does not look too amazing, to be honest. So maybe what if I do this and do that? So it's still too big for whatever reason. This is fine, but it is also, what the fuck? It's a bit of a strange thing here. What if I do this and do that and do this again and do that again? And it is actually really big for whatever reason. I don't understand. Well, there we go. But let's use this one. Well, the psychedelic heart, adolescence and the protective power of intuition. Can how you look on screen contribute to Zoom fatigue? How many past sexual partners is too many? And some news. Well, it's not actually that interesting, so we're gonna have a look at Reddit, what we can find here. It's probably gonna be about the Stoicism subreddit, since open gift. I've gotten a gift for whatever reason. Let's see what the gift is all about. Maybe it is something amazing. Check out this avatar we made for you. Randomize. That's great. I'll take it. Really do. I do actually really like this one. I don't know why. I do know why, because the design is great, it kind of looks amazing and whatnot, but Reddit recap. It's time of the year. Come check out your 2021 highlights on Reddit. And there's actually a message, I guess. Oh, okay, I see, great. Let's check out the Stoicism subreddit. I do really enjoy this little dude thingy, whatever. Realizing I'm growing old, sudden shock today. Someone posted a great topic on loss of beauty either yesterday or today. I think my comment falls in line with that post, but with the idea of mortality. I don't sit around thinking about death. I have a long history of anxiety and depression, but I never dwelt on aging and death. Through much work, I've been able to deal with the anxiety and depression. A few days ago, a friend emailed me photos of us in grade school in the late 60s. We can't be more than 8 or 9 of those photos. String bean physiques, goofy 60s clothing. Pictures were in the nice New England town we grew up in. Even had some with my long gone dog scalp. We FaceTimed this evening about another issue on it, and I was talking to my friend. His face filled the screen of my monitor and he looked old. I see him. Well, yeah, we're gonna lose our quote-unquote beauty. I would still argue though that we can do a lot against that. We can do something about it. Of course, when you're having a good diet and when you're exercising and when you're just living a healthy lifestyle, you're probably going to look better when you're aging than when you're smoking, drinking a lot, just only eating shit and whatnot. Of course, this is not going to be good for, first of all, your health, and second of all, your aging quote-unquote process, or the way you age. I mean that there probably are like trillions of studies that just exactly are about that. How much diet and habits in these matters do indeed change the way we look, and also just years afterwards and whatnot. Well, anyway, so not years afterwards, but you know what I mean. If you consistently do something, of course this is gonna do something to your body. Well, so I don't know. I mean, dwelling about it and being unhappy about it, I can understand it. I can understand it to the extent that one might be regretting, like, okay, I didn't do that much exercising these days, or back in the days, and would I have done it, I would just look way better now and whatnot. But in the end, you can't change it. In the end, you are looking the way you are. Of course, you can do something about it right now. You can theoretically also get some surgery or something. I would not necessarily suggest it. Well, it depends. It always does on you and your circumstances and money and a trillion other things. But it is what it is. What should you do? And how do you know if you have to work to fix a relationship or if you just have to let go? I am new to Stoicism and I'm hurting over lost friendships. Sometimes I feel pain because I miss them, and sometimes I feel I am better off free and without them. My feelings about this are confusing. I kind of know I am better now, as these friendships were not the best to me. Sometimes I just overthink and over again, and feelings of guilt and anxiety come to me. Any advice? Well, I'm always into giving people a lot of chances. And if you feel like that it is a friendship that in the past probably, or in retrospect, was not the best, doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be the exact same thing now as well. That this person is still the same, and so on and so forth. Of course, if you know the person and you still know the person and this person is still the same, well, I don't know, but it is a difficult thing. It really is. But this might be based on something else that you or one should be changing. I mean, if I'm thinking about lost friendships that were potentially harming me, maybe this is just because I do not have that many friends and that many friendships, and I do want to have more, or I do want to have any or some, and this being the only reason why I just am unhappy about that I've lost one, just because I don't have it anymore, and I do have none anymore, or just a very little amount. And well, I don't know, I think, well, of course it depends on the situation, it depends on the friendship, and also the length of it and whatever, but one can always do something about things. We have the ability to respond, we have responsibility, and so trying that and doing that and seeing what this leads to, and then kind of re-evaluating whether this is something you want to have or something you do not want to have. Of course, maybe just strange and difficult for the other person as well, since it is some sort of a, okay, I'm just gonna try you out thing, and if you feel bad for me, I'm just gonna leave you, I'm just gonna ignore you, I'm just gonna do whatever. And whatnot. On nervousness. My goal for this post is to run a student of practical Stoic moral philosophy through the process of understanding when they fall into passion. No. What do I have to show? I read a quote from Seneca earlier that said, "Many times an old man has no other evidence besides his age to prove he has lived a long time." Another quote is talking about the things you're supposed to be able to prove or have at the end of life. But what is Seneca talking about exactly? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would argue that this may be even too literal. When I say many times an old man has no other evidence besides his age to prove he has lived a long time. I'm somebody, and I am old, and I can teach someone else about something because I have lived a long time. You know, because I'm old, essentially. So, you know, for me, I'm really bad at interpreting things. You know, especially when it comes to quotes, especially when it comes to things, essentially. So, this is like, it's like, okay, I am good at something because I am good at something, or because this is what I do, you know. And of course there are many more things that can play into being good at something, you know. I mean, if it's well, let's actually see what people are saying there. As I see, this is an internal struggle. I don't need to prove anyone else that I focused on the right things, just myself. So I don't need to prove or accomplishments to show anyone else that I've been successful in changing how I live. It should be obvious. What Seneca is referring to is the pursuit of philosophy not as a theoretical idea, but as a principle for living our daily life. How distressed am I when something goes wrong or not according to plan? Hopefully less than last year do I hold on to things which are beyond my recent choice, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think this is also a good point of view. I do see different interpretations of that quote, kind of. But yeah, as I said, I'm really bad at it. Philosophy for the busy. I have mentioned it before in the comments, but if you are a busy, productive human being that doesn't have a lot of time for reading, journaling, meditating, quiet solitude, and so forth, please purchase this audiobook version of Discourses and Enchiridion. Well, audiobooks are often a really great way to get things, you know, and get to know things and learn things. So try it out. I mean, I think saying that I am busy or I am too busy or I have no time is definitely no excuse. You know, it's of course about prioritizing things and you know, thinking that one thing is more important than another thing. And you know, if of course one could go to the extreme and say, okay, you know, when sleep is more important for you than just, you know, journaling or reading and whatnot, then it's your own fault and whatnot. But of course, sleep is important. Of course, this is a really extreme example, and there's always time for doing certain things that you really want to do. Might be the case that it takes you a very long time to read through Epictetus' Discourses or Enchiridion, or it's actually Enchiridion. But eventually you're gonna finish. If it is satisfying, I don't know, but this is not what we're talking about here, and this is not what we're discussing. It's about doing the thing, and you can always do the thing. Of course, you know, sometimes maybe not to the degree you initially wanted it to do, but it's fine. You've done it. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end the episode here. I wish you the best and see you soon. So, bye-bye.